Welcome to the third annual Uncle-Nephew Hunnewell fishing trip. Well, about 2:45 in the morning on Saturday, June 2nd. Pretty early to be awake, but this is that time of the year where we do this at least one weekend, and if you're not sure what we're doing, you can see all the supplies in here. Hit the road, get over to Uncle Dave's, and see what the day brings. Got some calm weather right now, calm before the storm. Pushing out here probably close to 6:30.
You hear the thunder in the background.
We'll get out before the first wave of the storms get in and hopefully catch the limit before then, but
If not, we got plenty of food to eat.
we'll be safe and enjoy the day.
Unless somebody ate it all before you packed it.
Give a little rundown of some of the options up in the front of the boat today. As usual, we're very well stocked. We've got 4 rods and reels in the back. We've got another 4 up front, another one tucked away in the bucket. The name of the game is bluegill today, so the go-to will be the standard hook. And these have been around for many years. Put live bait or cheese or other things on there and a little float, and use that, and you can catch a lot of different fish. So we did switch up the type of float from the last time we were out here. We've gone with the slip bobber. The biggest benefits I'm looking to utilize is it has a swivel on there. Previously casting far and reeling in the worm, it was getting the line really twisted up. So hopefully the swivel will help reduce that. We've got good adjustability on the depth, and hopefully keeping it more compact while casting, you can cast it a little bit further. Second option, we have an 1/8 ounce mini chatterbait. It's white, and we've added a 2-inch paddle-tailed shad on there. So we'll try that, see if we can attract some of the small to medium-sized bass. It's a new find within the last week or two. The bait caster, we've got the lipless crankbait, bluegill colors. I haven't tried this one yet. I know the bluegill colors work pretty well for the bass. Haven't used the lipless ones very much, but let's try it out. Plenty of options, different pound tests. Got a fly rod back here, crickets, worms. It's all the go-tos, so as long as Mother Nature cooperates, hopefully we'll be feeding the family here tonight. The first fish of the day, largemouth bass, and the first double up of the day.
Bluegill. Wow, the popper.
Got this one on the chatterbait.
One for the popping bug.
12 inches. Fish number 3. Okay, so you had number 4, I had number 5. Get these tallies on the fish counter. First was a bass, you doubled up with a bluegill. I caught a miniature bluegill. You caught a good sized one, and I caught a good sized one. 5 fish.
There we go. Ooh.
Number 6. Seven. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, we might just have to hold on to this one.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program
For this weather bulletin. It's raining.
Forecasters aren't always wrong.
Hello, Captain Bob here in the WACME Studios Weather Center. We have to temporarily interrupt our regularly scheduled program due to a rain delay. While we wait for the skies to clear at Hunnewell Lake, I'll take a couple questions from our audience. Our first question comes from Dave, a novice fisherman in Shelby County, Missouri. Dave asks,
Captain Bob, what would you do under a rainstorm like this? Would you stay out there in the lake and tough it out, or would you come into shore and try to take cover?
Dave, thanks for your question. There's one thing I've learned from all my years as a cardboard boat captain. It's that boating safety should be your #1 priority. First and foremost, you must be weather-wise. Always check local weather conditions when planning your trip, and then check again immediately before departure. TV and radio forecasts can be a good source of information. Better yet, if you have a smartphone, then be smart and install an app that will notify you of dangerous weather. If you're on the water and notice darkening clouds, thunder, lightning, high winds, or sudden drops in temperature, play it safe by getting off the water and head to a nearby storm shelter. Our second question also comes from Dave, the novice fisherman in Shelby County, Missouri. Dave asks,
Second question for Captain Bob is, what does this do to the fishing?
Dave, thanks again for your question. One of our viewers, Jason, an expert fisherman in Shelby County, Missouri, has just called in with his answer to this question. Here's what he had to say.
Generally, when a storm front comes through, fishing gets a little more challenging. The best way to counter that is to make sure you have a lot of rods, a lot of different lures, and just keep mixing it up.
And a big bucket to bail the rainwater out.
While Jason presents an interesting viewpoint, I'll have to somewhat disagree. As a boy, I spent many years salmon fishing in Alaska. Many fishing trips during my youth were made right after heavy rainstorms. Based on this experience, I find that fishing is better after a storm for two reasons. First, the rain generally cools the surface water, causing the larger fish to rise from lower depths. Second, the rain knocks bugs off overhanging trees, bringing fish to the surface looking for food. So there's one safety and one fishing tip. That's all the time we have today for questions, since the National Weather Service has lifted the storm warning for Hunnewell Lake. Let's head back to the show.
Ask Captain Bob is provided as a public service by WACME Industries to educate viewers like you.
Well, got through the first wave of the storm. About flooded the boat here to do some bailing. Hopefully the battery's not completely under. Well, looks like even after the storm they're still active. Pick this guy up off the surface. 13 inches. So I like to throw it to the location, let it sit a little, and then just flutter the rod tip so it looks like an injured something fell in the water. And then I'll do some start and stop retrieves, but even if you go faster, it's not a big deal because it only goes 3 feet deep. A lot of times they'll hit it as soon as it lands or they get interested in it. About halfway back, usually you're out of luck at that point. So then I reel in faster. The nice thing is because it floats, you can get it in there by the bank and just let it sit briefly, and came chasing after that.
Like that white.
Another 12-incher. Oh, he swallowed that thing. He was hungry for that. Got the whole thing in his mouth.
Oh, that is about 13 inches.
What lure did you catch that one on?
The Strike King. Come on.
Bitsy minnow. Yeah. Where'd you get that idea?
I don't know. Someone gave it to me for a Christmas present. Thought I didn't know how to catch fish. That's that first one on a white beetle spin. Oh.
Just in time.
Come back here, you guys. Ooh, look at that. Go back and grow some.
Found the hatchery.
We're inflating our fish total on these little ones.
A little bigger. Yeah. Catfish.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Channel. Look at the spots on him. Or her. Oh, he grabbed it off of the branch. Same thing like earlier where I was snagged on the branch and he jumps up and grabs it. Landed the biggest bass of the day. Caught him on the green chatterbait with the purple and green trailer, trying to mimic a bluegill. Uh, 14 inches. First red ear sunfish of the trip. Caught on Strike King Bitsy minnow, fire tiger color.
Ooh, we hit a hot spot, that's two. Not a red ear, but.
Oh, possible double up.
Twins.
Same size.
Yeah.
It's a little bit small. That's how you know you're related. Catch two at the same time and they look the same. Fishing with family. Missing the third person that said they'd show up. Surprisingly, hasn't been sending a bunch of text messages.
Yeah, it's a good thing the third person didn't show up because this boat is rated for 2 people or 390 pounds. Now I'm sure that third person would have put us over. That's all.
Well, we could have been towing their inflatable tent. Yeah. Look at that! Bass bluegill double. That is a first. Well, if you haven't found out about Strike King's Bitsy minnow, it's even more worthwhile now. We just caught a double up on the same lure, and we've got 2 different species fighting over it. They are in love with this lure. Go to your local Walmarts, your Bass Pro, wherever your local fishing retailer is, and pick some up. The fish love it.
First crappie of the day?
Yep, first crappie.
Prize winner that is.
Now you just need to catch a mystery fish. And we've caught about every species we've caught out here. Did you take that off the hook, or did you just cast it with him still on there?
I cast it back there because the director doesn't seem to be taking a lot of video of me, so.
Ooh, bigger one. Maybe. Yeah, it looks bigger.
Like it. Getting bigger.
Get these tallies on the fish counter. Number 5.
Oh, that's a bluegill this time.
Changed your story.
Yeah, see, it's not the same fish all the time.
Either the same fish or that family communicates very poorly.
Yeah.
When you see the brown fly, do not bite it. You will go for a ride to be thrown back. Still scores the same. Number 75. Gonna give that last fish a run for its money. Oh yeah, I think I topped it.
Congratulations. You, sir, are a master angler. One of the bigger ones we've had in a while again.
Yeah, it's got the scales of a carp.
Oh no, it's a big, what is it, a walleye or a...
No.
No, that's a carp, all right.
Look at the size of his head. Oh my gosh, that thing is enormous. Oh my. He was just chilling out there.
Or was that a catfish up in there?
No, that's catfish have smooth. They don't have scales like that.
I mean, I couldn't see from back there.
I don't think that would have fit in our basket.
No, I think it would have broke the basket in that one. Bluegill.
How come you only caught one fish on that?
Well, I'm not the experienced fisherman how to use these newfangled lures.
For those of you that just tuned in, we had the line break on an enormous fish, and it broke above the bobber. And we have just found where the bobber is located, so now we are going to attempt to recover that and bring in this 30-pound fish. Okay, got hold of the line. Let's bring in this monster. Oh, got him! Must have shrunk in the process of swimming around.
You lost a lot of weight. Might be a 3-ounce fish.
Successful recovery. Still don't understand why the line broke. Just when you thought the video was about over, caught all different types of species, we have officially landed the mystery fish, the golden shiner. Just like they used to, they still like the worm. They act and come in like bluegill. Imagine catching a bass with that thing. And that is fish number 101. Fish number 107. We're not getting any bigger.
And it's like you catch a nice one and then you catch a smaller one.
Bass love the bluegill.
That ain't a keeper.
$15 but he's a little bit thicker. 1.3 pounds on the mark.
Bigger than the last one.
That hooked good. Ugh. Barely hooked that beauty. $15.5 inches.
What is it?
12 to 15 you gotta release. Would be a keeper. $1.52 pounds. Getting bigger. Number 126. Even the smaller ones want it. It wouldn't even fit in his mouth. You like to stay closer to the mouths of the coves.
Not gonna be able to pull that branch down.
Yay, we got it. Successful mission. Save the bitsy minnow. Please support our channel so we can buy spares and don't have to go through such dramatic recovery operations. Another good one.
Oh, now you know what to get me for Christmas.
I'm already giving you lessons. 14 inches. Okay, that's probably the last fish at 128. 2 people, it's a good day.